Hi everyone, back here for another video. Today, I would like to show you my new setup and how I make my iPad as my laptop replacement here in 2023. I receive many comments in my other videos why I just don't get a MacBook if I want a laptop. Well, the first reason is I want to write my notes and draw in my own special way. And I cannot do that on a MacBook or other laptops. Second reason, I like the iPad and I have it now, so I can do what I want with it and maximize the most out of it. Now that Stage Manager is here, using the iPad with an external monitor is way better than before. Not that it's not good by itself. It is, especially when I use it with my Magic Keyboard. I've had the Magic Keyboard for almost 3 years. There are marks of the normal wear and tear, but overall it's holding up really well. And I'm glad it is because it's really expensive. I enjoy and love typing on this, and it's one of the most satisfying keyboards I've ever used. And being Apple to Apple, it is also the most compatible keyboard with the iPad. Though this doesn't have the function keys, I'm more after the globe key, which I use more than the function keys. You can find out how I use this globe key if you search for my other videos for iPad keyboard shortcuts. Also, having the trackpad makes this really easy to use as my laptop replacement. There's not much to say about it, as it just works, and it works pretty well. Stage Manager has greatly improved, though there are still some annoying bugs, but it has really gone a long way. And with the use of these new accessories, I truly enjoy using the iPad, Stage Manager, and of course the full external display or the dual display. The first accessory I have here is the iPad stand by KUXIU. KUXIU sent this over for my review, and I personally chose this iPad stand because I know it will be a great addition to my iPad desk setup, and I'm not disappointed. It comes in this basic box, and as straightforward as it can get, here is the stand. This is called the X36 iPad Foldable Magnetic Stand. As you can see, this stand is built very well, and it looks like it won't break at all and will last a very long time, if not forever. It's made out of stainless steel, and the finish is really nice and looks high premium. The color also matches my space gray iPad Pro. This is a C-clamp style stand, and I think it can fit most desks. The clamp has the rubber pads to avoid scratching the desk, and I guess it also helps to keep the stand tight and in place. Stay with me as I will show you how stable this stand is in just a few minutes. The iPad goes on this magnetic panel. Note that this one I have here fits my 11-inch iPad Pro. KUXIU has other sizes for the iPad Pro 12.9 and the iPad Air 4 and 5. This magnetic panel has good magnets and is very sturdy. Just make sure not to use a case with your iPad. Make sure to remove it when you stick the iPad on the stand to make sure the iPad won't fall off. Once I have set my iPad on this panel, it's not going anywhere, and I mean not going anywhere, even when I rotate and move the iPad. And yes, this stand can be moved in many different angles. I can pull the stand up, I can adjust it to a much higher level compared to other iPad stands. As you see here, I can place it on almost the same level as my eyes, so for me, it's very ergonomic. I can rotate the iPad either on landscape or portrait mode. I can even pull it out on a good angle to do FaceTime or video calls. The hinges are very tight to make sure it doesn't fall off while using it, though it can be really tight and will require quite an effort to pull it out and fold it back. Lastly, I can also put it in a writing angle. So let's say I'm watching a lesson or watching something to learn on YouTube, and I want to write some notes on my GoodNotes app. I can pull the iPad to this angle to write down notes. Oh, and one more thing. If I don't need to use it, then I can fold it back and it will be out of the way, but still ready to be used whenever I'm free from my day job. This iPad stand cost around $99 and in my opinion, this is worth the price. There's so many functions as I've just shown you, but my desk is still kept quite clean and I still have all the space that I can use and work on. Plus, using the stand and with Stage Manager, I get a really good experience. It really transforms my iPad to be used like a laptop. Dragging apps to one screen to the other is easy to do as the iPad is just on the right level with my monitor. Check out the links in the description if you're interested on this iPad stand. And you can get lucky with some discount codes too. Moving on to the next accessory. This is the Union Pro USB-C 8-in-1 hub. This is from the company called Uni, who reached out to me on Instagram and they've sent this over to me for my review. I use this together with my iPad while it's attached to the stand and so I can connect it to my monitor. This has the HDMI port that supports up to 4K 60Hz, and along with it is a PD port for charging. If I need to, there's also the Ethernet port here. There's also the USB 2.0 port that can be used for peripherals like a mouse or keyboard receivers or to connect a printer. All of these are conveniently placed on this side, which helps to have a cleaner looking desk as the cables can be all hidden at the back side. On the other side, which I place in front of me, I have here two USB 3.0 ports that gives faster data transfer. Plus, there's also the SD and micro SD card slots. All of this work flawlessly with my iPad Pro by connecting this USB-C cable. This hub includes a 90 centimeters USB to USB-C cable, and so I can place this anywhere on my desk without it annoyingly dangling like other adapters. This also comes with a removable rubber case so it won't scratch my desk, or if I carry it around and put it in my bag, it won't scratch my other stuff. The last accessory I have here is also from Uni, and this is their SSD M.2 enclosure. Setting this up is quite easy. I open or slide the cover of the enclosure. Oh, and by the way, they've included a thermal pad for this enclosure. I slip in the SSD and lock it with a rubber stopper. And the thermal pad included is placed on top, which they said helps in overheating. So anyway, I just slide back the enclosure and plug in the USB-C to my iPad and it's ready to use. Well, almost ready, at least for me, since I use this with my iPad. Before I can use it, I had to do some updates and change the format of the SSD so it can work with my iPad. Uni gave me the steps to make it work, but what could be really challenging is that these steps have to be done with a MacBook or a PC. So I had to borrow my friend's MacBook to do the steps. And once I've changed the format as they recommended, then my iPad can then find and read the SSD. So with the test that I've done, I'm glad to say and see that this will surely help me save some memory space in my iPad. Once my videos are in the SSD, then I can edit these videos directly from the SSD using LumaFusion. One thing I love about this setup that I have now is that I can edit my videos on my iPad even when connected to the monitor by using this Union Pro USB-C hub, but then I can still edit my videos while getting my videos from this SSD. Even though this SSD enclosure of Uni only comes with a USB-C cable, what I did is I used my Sony camera's cable, which is a USB-C to a USB 3.0 cable, and I attach it to this SSD. This is so I can connect this to the Union Pro hub and still use the iPad with my monitor, charge it, and transfer the videos from the SD card to this SSD, then edit the videos coming from the SSD. If you want to know more about this SSD, let me know in the comment section down below. I could probably create a dedicated video about this. So these are the latest updates to my iPad Pro setup as my laptop replacement. Though these items were sent to me for free, I was not paid for this, and these are all my own observations and comments. I think these are all worth to be used with my iPad, so I hope it helps give you more information if this kind of setup works for you. And that's it. Thanks for watching.